Hey guys, welcome back to another Veritasdh video. Today we're going to be starting a series that's a little bit different. So for many of you guys that have followed me for years or have been on my Twitch and everything, you know I'm a big WoW player, and I'm on a little bit of a break right now from a little bit of guild drama from the past year, but overall, my feelings of WoW, the nostalgia feels and everything, that's like embedded in who I am. Like, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You probably wouldn't even see me live ever on Twitch if I was not a player of World of Warcraft and brought up on the WoW franchise and anything with Blizzard in general. With that being said, obviously WoW has suffered a lot over the years, be it from policy changes, company issues, lawsuits, developer changes, blah blah blah. Just the evolution of time. So, just in general, I was thinking last night, I'm like, what could save the WoW franchise and bring it back to its roots and make it popular again? Because obviously a lot of games were formed off the foundation of World of Warcraft. I mean, when you're creating an MMORPG as a developer, let's be real here, you go back to the successful model that World of Warcraft had. And, be it if it was, easy installation on family computers back in the day, less punishing when you die, things like that. It all mixed into building the amalgamations of games we're playing today and mixing in with them. So we're going to react to some of these original World of Warcraft Classic videos that were posted when Blizzard re-released World of Warcraft Classic a few years ago. And we're going to talk a little bit about them for our first episode today. And we're going to build on this, make this a series once in a while. Alright, here we go. So, this was originally taken down. Obviously, it has the controversial figure Alex Afrasiabi, Teagle, or whatever his name is in WoW, or was in WoW till they removed him. But his insight is interesting as well on the mindset they had back when they first developed the game. So let's go back to the era of pre-2004 to see what was in the minds of the WoW devs. Turn this up a little. Sorry about that, my mic's a little low.
I don't think I knew what we were making as we were developing WoW. I didn't know what all the systems in this game were supposed to be. All I knew was that we were building something huge and amazing and beautiful.
It really brings me back then. I was 14 when I first started.
When I was hired onto the World of Warcraft team, I think it was under the title of 3D artist.
I was hired on as an associate quest designer.
So I joined World of Warcraft as one of the original first two quest designers. It was myself and Pat Nagel.
Kaplan.
My name is Patrick Nagel. I started working at Blizzard in 1997.
My name is Tom Chilton, and the first game I worked on here at Blizzard was World of Warcraft.
Woo! All right, here we go. Look at this.
Onyxia by the end of the play session?
Yeah, we got this.
Do I need to go back?
Vaguely remember.
What is it? What is this template thing, and do I need to worry
Let's actually pause right here. So, we want to go into it. Any MMO before this, even EverQuest, never had something like this, how to say, like, the character creation screen never was this simplistic for a newer player to be able to understand. So, I mean, obviously you had the 4 races on both the Alliance and the Horde, and you had whatever many classes, I think it was 8 originally. And, you could go through, you could make, different customizations, hair options, facial features, skin color, all that. The generic, and just feel out who you were. I mean, the majority of the players, from what I remember, were Alliance to start with because people didn't know how they felt about the Horde. And honestly, the Alliance racials were always very defensive, and I would say that the Hordes were more offensive. So it kind of, for the most part, minus Undead, don't hate me, they canceled each other out in a lot of PvP scenarios. But just in general, I say the majority of people played Alliance back then just because it was a more complete experience, whereas the Horde still kind of felt in development. Don't get me wrong, the Barons was awesome, but there really wasn't a lot of meat there. There wasn't like that adventure feel. Like, this was coming off the heels of Lord of the Rings. People wanted to be Legolas. They wanted to be fucking Gimli, Aragon, whatever. They didn't really want to be Sauron's orc, you know? They didn't want to be that.
About it, Alec.
You guys did work on this.
It's the worst.
You never forget your first thing, as it were, that you add to the game. You just don't.
I can't say I really remember.
Yeah, till they remove it. Anyway, let's go.
The first quest I made was Kobold Camp Cleanup.
Bingle's lost tools, or I believe it's called Bingle's missing supplies.
I feel like, man, I really should have remembered that.
So the very first thing that I worked on and added to the game was some of the earliest quests in Westfall.
We had a few things in game. They were like these really old buildings that somebody else had built, and it almost looked like they had just pulled them out of Warcraft 3. And so I started working on the Goldshire Inn.
You deliver some mail to a sheriff. So that's what we're doing right now.
Are you reading the note that Marshall McBride gives you?
I think I wrote it.
You probably did.
Probably in all caps with crayon.
So let's go over that again. So a lot of people's experiences from World of Warcraft start with Elwyn Forest and the Goldshire Inn and everything. And as you can see, they focus the majority of this video on the Alliance territory, the Alliance starting zone, especially the human kingdoms. When you think about it, Elwyn Forest, Westfall, Red Ridge, and even Darkshire were the most well-done zones. And as you can see, the developers really like hammered the nail on the head right here, if you want to call it, on those areas. That's why these are the most remembered zones. They had the most love associated with them, and I think the problem here is that we're not getting that same effect right now in the current stage of World of Warcraft, because it seems like they have people split all over the place, whereas they have the whole dev team singly aligned in one area, one subsection of a zone, and then continue on with it. Sorry about that.
The way that we went about it was interesting and very naive. Because we didn't know what we were really making then. We had an idea of what we wanted to make, but the reality would become clear as we got into alpha.
That was the way some of the development on that project went. But the team was just so into everything that we were doing. And we were so passionate about it that sometimes you would just come up with an idea and you thought it was great and you would just do it.
Working on a lot of different things at the same time was...
That's another point that I think the World of Warcraft team currently is not doing, because they have to go through all these barriers of the organization. They have to go up a level, approval, you know, whatever. When in reality, the original ideology of World of Warcraft is these devs were players of their own game. They were making a game they personally wanted to play, and that's no shade at Ian Hazakassis. You know, I've been with him in real life in BlizzCon. And, you know, the guy's extremely passionate when it comes to World of Warcraft. But when it comes down to the base game, the majority of things people remember, it's not number crunching and min-maxing. It's the adventure, it's the aspect of the game. Sure, you want to be the best you can at the game, but you want to have fun at it. Like, maybe that's just society changing, but that's how I am. Like, my fondest memories of World of Warcraft are meeting my friends, my friend group, and developing my guilds and going forward with them. Whereas currently now it's just pushing down content as fast as I can, you know, just to start doing my dailies again every other day.
Of course, challenge too. There were the talents, there was the class design, there was the auction house, there was PvP, there was like a lot of different stuff going on at once.
I think it was the first time I've seen a group of human beings so singularly motivated and passionate about anything in my life.
I think they really just wanted to make a massively multiplayer role-playing game that they wanted to play. And I mean, that's what I got, you know, from it, and that's why I wanted to join.
You guys remember when we had to do these quests? I literally freaked about this because I was like, it was one of my first like you must do this, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, it's got to be amazing. And so like, I'm gonna name this guy something awesome.
Vulcan Isaac.
Right?
It's like.
Well, I mean, for all the shit of Raziabi is, he's a terrible person, terrible all this. The ideology on that isn't wrong. When you're creating quests like that, you need to think, how is the player going to funnel into the game? And obviously, if it's one of the first NPCs you're going to run into, you want to make the experience massive, you know, tremendous, not to use the words of other people, but you want to make it feel like they matter. that person or that NPC matters you're interacting with, and you need to want to keep playing the game. Because, like, Northshire Abbey, the first image you look at the game, it's like, oh my god, you know, I'm actually in the game. It's crazy, look at all these people. And, you know, you want them to feel like they want to keep playing and not just stop. And I think that also had to integrate with the whole system of back when World of Warcraft was being developed. Let's think of the era, 2004. There was, Ventrilo was barely out there. We contacted through instant messenger, AIM, whatever, forums, you know, I wouldn't even say texting, because texting was still, like, not a lot of people had, like, advanced cell phones to be able to do that, and it costs money. So normally you just call someone on the phone, but you would never really, you know, get this interpersonal with anyone else unless you were, like, in person, physically. And this allowed you to connect with people from all over the world. And I think that really fueled an aspect of people being like, oh my god, you know, I don't have to worry about my insecurities, how I look, how I sound, what gender I am, what affiliation, whatever. We can all just, you know, interact with ourselves and immerse into our avatar.
Isengard and strategy.
Everybody's planning. We are planning our WoW Classic experience right now. And so we're trying to decide, do we want to be Horde or Alliance? You know, I was always the main tank. My wife was the main healer. Do we want to do that again, or do we want to switch it up?
Ironically enough, I go through some of the same, like, considerations about what character class to play. Like, all those same questions that were bubbling around in my head 15 years ago are bubbling in my head again, and there doesn't feel like there's an absolutely right answer, which is probably a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go through the Dead Mines with them as well. I mean, it was like, I think it was the first dungeon we ever made. It had a great story.
Warrior.
We are waiting for you.
You're in the dungeon.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Well, not
No,
the
we
dungeon itself.
Okay, yeah, we're...
This is the
Front
public.
of the public.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Jeff's going.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, no.
How did people ever figure this out?
It's kind of bittersweet to think about playing the game again, because there was something so special when it launched. And I can only hope that as I play it again, it can reignite that sense of exploration and
By all aspects, it really did. I met a lot of new friends through there that I still connect with, like in Classic and in original game. It's actually kind of crazy how much it affects your life when you've been playing the game that long. But that's really the magic of World of Warcraft. The original feeling, I think, is the social aspect, and just the era which it was launched was just perfect. There wasn't a lot of communication, like I said before, between people, and this was like a perfect way for people to socialize and join together and come together as a community. And, you know, it's something when you look at the current dev videos, you know, we'll be going into that in further episodes, but something that I feel isn't really touched on, like, sure, they love the pet battles, they love the fun, you know, all these awesome features, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, I feel that the World of Warcraft team currently, and a lot of the devs in general, and a lot of Blizzard games, they don't have that same passion. They don't have the eyes of the player, like, oh my god, like, it has to be, like, they want it to be, like, all features, make everyone all jumpstart, you know, oh my god, when it really, a lot of it is just fall back to the things that work. Don't try to fix something that's broken. And like I said, we'll go into that in more episodes.
discovery and the sense of the unknown.
And at some point during gameplay, it's like, whatever that initial thing was that grabbed you the first time 15 years ago, it just kind of grabs you again.
I need heals. I need heals.
I don't have it. Oh, you're going down.
Oh my god. There's the pillagers.
I still feel like so much of the magic is here in the game, and I wasn't actually expecting that. Yeah, how much it holds up, and how much of the things that kind of drew me into the game are still there.
But
Wait, did you guys get the sheep?
What do you mean? For me, it goes past the playing, the nostalgia that you get of playing the content, and it takes me to to another time of a younger me and a different mindset even.
I remember during development the first time that I took a Griffin ride. And I'll never forget that experience of realizing that everything that I was flying over was real and connected, and it was this world for me to explore.
I go back to a quote from Chris Metzen. Chris always said that the main character of World of Warcraft is the world.
Something that WoW...
Right there. That is where WoW is missing. The main character of World of Warcraft is the world. Literally, and in the story, literally as well. But when it comes down to it, think about it. Everything you interact with in the original WoW, you have to interact through the world. So you're looking at the game through the world's perspective and like going through all of these like different zones, dungeons, raids, PvP areas, whatever. And you're thinking to yourself, you know, how is my character fitting into all of this? Like, fitting into the narrative, you know, I'm just, like, this person in my guild, or I'm just this member of the Alliance or Horde, if you want to go roleplay-ish. But when, in fact, you're really just fitting into a community, and you're fitting in with a bunch of players that have the same ideologies and aspects as you do. And that, you know, you just, in general, want to share experiences together, and not necessarily, you know, be the number one parser, the number one DPS, and all this stuff. You're enjoying the game. You're playing the game for what it is. Sure, you know, there's always masteries of the game, but I think we've developed as a society that we want, especially through, like, the current aspects of the game, we want to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing the limits of our character, when in fact, you know, sometimes it comes down to just simple gameplay improves. You know, the quality of your game, like, maybe certain quests and stuff are memorable. You're not going to remember yourself doing a bajillion DPS. No one cares. Because, honestly, when it comes down to it, the next expansion is just going to nerf you anyway, whereas you might remember something like, oh my god, it's the first time I fought Onyxia. And that's something that stays with you forever. And honestly, everyone's like, man, I remember the first time I did this run. I remember the first time we did this. Remember when we did this together? That's what WoW's built off of, the memories and games.
Classic had that was so important to the original experience was sense of world.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had to run everywhere, so it really made you think about travel and pacing.
One of the reasons WoW is so successful is that the world itself really draws you in, and there's so much character, especially in those early zones.
Exactly.
There was so much creative energy and passion that it made up for some of the inexperience sometimes. Everybody on the team so ardently desired to create the coolest possible thing that they could. And every day we went into work and we poured our heart and souls into the project. And I think that's the reason it came together and into the game that it is today.
It's such a degree of fidelity that millions of people could potentially, many millions of people could potentially come and play this thing that really changed us as developers, changed us as a company.
I'm really excited. There's going to be a bunch of people who've never played World of Warcraft before. Yeah. They're going to get to experience pretty much what somebody a generation before them did and have that magical moment.
I mean, I think we should keep it hard like this, and the people who want to do it, it's going to be a really fun way to play WoW.
I think there's something to be said for going home again, which is something that we don't get in our lives on a normal basis. I think that's a special and exceedingly rare thing to be able to do, and I think that WoW Classic gives those people that opportunity to experience again what home feels like.
He's not wrong on what he said. Experience what home feels like. I mean, like I said, I'm not agreeing with Afrazi Abi and his lifestyle, but in regards to that, he's not wrong. I mean, WoW Classic, for many people, was the start of their gaming careers. Like, let's be real, a lot of the top streamers in World of Warcraft and all the other genres started, well, obviously WoW, but obviously, started out from WoW. Like, let's be real, the majority did. the majority's played World of Warcraft and they branched out. People owe their whole lives to this game, like livelihoods and a lot of stuff. So, just in general, this game has affected my life and, millions upon millions of people around the world. So, when it comes down to it, to sum up, like, the first episode, I wanted to just, before we started hopping back in on the current stuff and attacking WoW for, oh my god, the system, I wanted to start getting in the minds of the devs. Like, the first couple episodes are going to be like this, to where it's like, what was their mind? Where was their mind at? Like, what did they intend to accomplish? And then, in the future, we'll start seeing how it deviated from that mindset and changed the game into more of, hey guys, we're going to add all these systems in, it's going to be awesome, and everything. Well, once again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Like I said, if you guys hang out with me this long, you're awesome. I know it's a little bit of a different video series, but it's something I wanted to delve into. It's not really scripted. These are my own thoughts, that just spur up at the moment. But, like, WoW is a huge part of my life. Whether I'm playing it or not, it's made me who I am today. So it's interesting to delve into the franchise to see if we can add our 2 cents, and who knows, maybe someone will look at it somewhere today at Blizzard and see what they think. But yeah, make sure to catch me live later today, guys, on twitch.tv/VeritasdH. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate you all for your patronage, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are. Until next time, guys, see ya. Peace.